Drivers, you're under starters orders. The flag is up. They dropped the flag. Kind of a herky-jerky start there for a couple of the drivers, especially the 38 of Jeff Shepard and the 62 of Chris Fairchild. They come dancing down the front straightaway. Boy, you're right, Kev. He gets another great hole shot. And out in front is the 62 of Fairchild. But look at him really stacking up out there in that first, fourth, and fifth position. Boy, Fairchild really didn't get that good of a jump on the top, and he finds himself way further behind than you think he probably wants to be.
Well, not quite the jump that he thought he was going to get that time. To say it is good enough as Siebold out in the front once again. Brinker right behind him in a hot pursuit in second spot. Brinker taking that inside line of the water now, trying to close the distance. About a football field behind you, you'll find Brinker, and about a half football field, you got Fairchild in third now.
And then you got Fairchild sitting in third position. Oh, look at the move there by the 17 of Brian Benton. Benton tried to dart back down inside and take away that inside lane from the 62 of Fairchild. Didn't work that time, but now he's kind of shown his hand. Will the 62 of Fairchild be able to combat that move, or will you see the 17 of Benton make his way up onto the podium? It's going to be interesting to see.
I tell you what, that time around, Fairchild way wide that time as Benton was down to the inside trying to close the gap up. See what happens.
Look at him, here he comes.
Fairchild on the outside, Benton down low.
Look at Benton just dancing that Grand Prix, giving it everything he has as he tucks down inside, and he's able to overtake this 62 of Chris Fairchild, who's looking like he's really having some motor issues there. But look at the 38 of Shepard. He used the move by Ben to capitalize, and now he's nipping on his tail.
Yeah, Jeff Shepard there in that 38, like I said, he's on the rear end there of that next boat ahead of him. As once again, we'll see the 16 of Siebold way out in the front. NGK boat doing the best there today.
Absolutely, as he's really got that thing dialed in, you know, and leading up to this 30-lap main event, we saw the split qualifying groups. Now we see them all together, and it really is able to showcase what Siebold has been able to put together this weekend, and how it just seems he's on another level than everybody else in the field today. Even Rinker, who's one of your top competitors for the last decade, is struggling to even maintain that gap between himself and our leader, the 16 of Tim Siebold.
We talk about the Mendana brothers out there, Jose and Carlos. They're putting a good run on. Ben completely out of the water that time, and these guys getting pretty good air under the hulls now. But you've got, like I said, Jose and then 21. Where did Carlos go to?
There he is.
Right behind him still.
You'd be amazed, but with the spray coming off these boats, you'd still think you'd be able to see that big lime green machine. But yeah, Carlos doing a great job. I mean, you look, the 26 of Stephen Lee is doing okay. You know, he's had an up and down weekend. I really am surprised, though, to see the movement up in the pack by the 27 of Mendana. See the 59 of Welch, still keeping it under power, but you can definitely tell that boat is not running nearly the way it was yesterday before he blew it over in testing.
Up in front, we got the 16 of Siebold looking to the outside as he works his way around lap traffic that time.
Oh no, what happened to the 26 of Stephen Lee?
Lee off pace.
Going dead in the water there. I don't know if he got confused as far as the move. You know, he was obviously becoming a back marker. The 16 of Siebold looking to make a move as he's out in front. And it looks like they may got confused and he had to kill the motor so he didn't run into the back end of the 16 of Siebold. A smart move by the 26 of Lee, but a very costly one as well.
I definitely tossed the spot back or so, as now we got Siebold making left traffic as Carlos Mendana. As Mendana there has the 21, 27 staying down to the inside, Siebold on the outside.
Yeah, you see the Terry Rinker in that Amsoil machine kind of maintaining that gap, but that gap is fairly significant here early on in this Formula One Powerball race. We see the 16 of Siebold now making his way out of turns 3 and 4. Siebold just absolutely shredding the rest of the competition here in the 30-lap final in the Formula One class.
Okay, all the way up for the front. Siebold continues to lead as that 10 boat way back now in second spot. Rinker in the 10. Rinker running second.
Yeah, Rinker, you know, not typically used to being struggling this hard to catch the leader. Typically, he is the leader, especially over the last decade with 5 U.S. Formula One championships in the last 10 years. not used to looking at somebody else's rooster tail. So interesting to see how he's going to make some adjustments as far as line or anything, or can he get a restart? You know, that would really be the biggest thing. If something happened, you know, if something happened to somebody else with dead in the water, that would probably be music to the ears of the Rinker Racing team, as the only real chance they have to get back into contention with the 16 of Seabold is to kind of start back over and have to go back to the start dock for a restart.
Seabold continues to be the one as he works now on Jose Mendana in the 21 machine. NGK is definitely firing hard there in that six-cylinder, as once again we'll see more boats, I should say, starting to gather up in front of him. A lot of lap traffic to deal with.
Absolutely. It's 10 laps down now. We're 10 laps down, 1/3 of the way through this 30-lap main event. As you can see, they're all riding that wide line. Look at the 16 or the 21 of Mendana. Now, Mendana doing a pretty good job, and this is really how allows you to showcase. You look, Mendana is able to hold off Seabold in rough water and traffic, but Seabold, being the leader, has so much more of an advantage to find clean water that it really allows him to open up that gap. Over there, you see Mendana hanging tight with Seabold there, but that clean water they got in the first few laps, so crucial to where he's at today.
Watch this now. We got lap traffic to deal with. Seabold there in the 16, trying to figure out what line he wants as he looks to the inside of the 59 and close now. Seabold in a lot of heavy traffic now.
Absolutely. Is he just able to get by 3 lap boats? Now Lieutenant Terry Rinker going to have to deal with the 99 with Mike Beagle and the Cambron engineering boat. But boy, it'd be interesting to hear what happened to the 26 Elite, because ever since he got tangled up with Seabold down here between 1 and 2, that boat has not been the same at all. 17 event still sitting solid in that 3rd position. Then at the 38 of Shepard. You know what really surprises me, sitting back in 5th position, is the 62 of Chris Fairchild. I never would have thought he would have dropped positions from where he was off the start dock. But you know what? You got to tip your hat to Benton and Shepard. Looks like they really tweaked their setup a little bit better than Fairchild did.
Well, Benton doing a good job there as he continues to hang on that 17 ahead. The Canadian driver. Shepard in your 4th spot, running 5th, getting overtaken. It's Fairchild, the 62. Fairchild in the 5th spot as the NGK boat, once again a Seabold, puts another boat a lap down.
Boy, I can tell you that in the 29 years that I've been involved in powerboat racing at the Formula 1 level, I have never seen a performance like this, as we're only 14 laps, almost approaching the halfway point of this 30-lap main event, and the 16 of Tim Seabold is closing in on trying to put the entire field a lap down. Could you imagine? That's exactly what I said. Looking to put the entire field 1 lap down from himself. We've got the 16 of Tim Seabold out in front, followed by the number 10 of Terry Rinker, and then behind him is the 17 of Brian Benton, the 38 of Jeff Shepard, and the 62 of Chris Fairchild. He's already gotten by Fairchild. He's looking to eye up Shepard. The question is will anybody have any sort of answer for the NGK-sponsored 16 of Tim Seabold? He's got it rocking and a rolling. He's got it dialed in, and nobody is going to take that victory away from the 16 of Tim Seabold. As they say, you can take the checkered flag when you take it out of my cold, dead hands. Looks like we got a flag on the water. What's going on here? Was making my way back to my cohort Kev here, trying to find out what went on. Looks like, oh no, the 16 of Tim Seabold lost his back cowling. You can look right across here, the Seabold running so phenomenally, lost